Now, with reports swirling that Jungkook may be the recipient of a major recognition at the 2025 Net Asian Music Awards, MAMA, speculation is running high across social media platforms, news outlets, and fan communities. The possibility of Jungkook being honored at MAMA not only raises questions about his journey, but also highlights what this award could symbolize for his future and for the K-pop industry at large. The About Jungkook's potential MAMA award win is not simply about adding another trophy to his already vast collection. Rather, it reflects a convergence of multiple narratives: his solo achievements, his contribution to BTS, the evolution of global music consumption, and the growing influence of K-pop as a cultural and commercial force. It also underscores the fact that Jungkook has reached a stage in his career where individual recognition feels both inevitable and deeply deserved. But why now? Why the 2025 MAMA? And what would it mean for Jungkook, BTS, and the millions of fans who have followed his journey from trainee to global superstar, weaving together the history of Jungkook's career, his achievements as a soloist, the cultural importance of MAMA, and the broader implications of such recognition? Rather than treating this as a series of separate arguments, it examines the issue as one interconnected narrative, making sense of why Jungkook's name dominates the conversation surrounding the 2025 MAMA Awards. Why Jungkook is positioned as a potential recipient of a 2025 MAMA Award, one must first consider the trajectory of his solo career. BTS has always been a collective powerhouse, but the members' individual ventures have increasingly taken center stage in recent years, particularly during the group's temporary focus on solo activities. Jungkook's solo work has distinguished itself not only in Korea, but also on the global stage. His single 7, featuring Lado, made headlines for debuting at the top of the Billboard Hot 100, a feat that instantly placed him among elite company. What made 7 remarkable was not just its chart-topping success, but its demonstration of Jungkook's ability to command attention outside the context of BTS. For an artist long seen as part of a group dynamic, this was a pivotal moment that proved his individual artistry could stand independently. Following 7, Jungkook released other solo tracks that reinforced his identity as a versatile and genre-fluid artist. His collaborations with American producers and performers further highlighted his ambition to transcend linguistic and cultural boundaries, building bridges between K-pop and mainstream Western pop. Each release was met with widespread acclaim, often breaking streaming records and igniting global trends. Spotify and YouTube metrics alone demonstrated the sheer scale of his reach, frequently surpassing industry benchmarks for solo debuts. What sets Jungkook apart is the consistency of these achievements. In the streaming era, where longevity is as important as initial success, his tracks maintained strong performance weeks after their release. This endurance signaled more than just fan-driven enthusiasm. It pointed to a broader appeal that resonated with casual listeners and international audiences. Thus, by 2025, Jungkook's solo profile had grown too significant to ignore. It is not simply a matter of him being a BTS member, but of him being one of the most impactful solo acts to emerge from South Korea, with influence rivaling many Western counterparts. In this context, recognition at MAMA would feel not only appropriate but overdue. To grasp the significance of Jungkook potentially winning at MAMA, it is necessary to appreciate the award show's position within the music industry. The Net Asian Music Awards, MAMA, have long served as one of the most prestigious platforms in Asia for honoring musical achievements. Established in 1999, MAMA evolved from a Korea-centric ceremony into a global event that attracts international media attention and celebrates the cultural spread of K-pop. For BTS, MAMA has always held symbolic value. Over the years, the group collected multiple daesangs grand prizes at MAMA, cementing their dominance within the Korean and Asian music scene. These moments often became milestones in BTS's narrative, marking their transition from rising stars to global leaders of K-pop. Fans vividly remember the group's emotional speeches, performances, and the sense of history being made with each accolade. For Jungkook, an individual MAMA award would represent both continuity and change. Continuity, because it extends the tradition of BTS's success at the ceremony. Change, because it acknowledges his personal artistry apart from the group. The significance is heightened by the fact that solo recognition at MAMA is still relatively rare, with most major awards traditionally reserved for groups or collective achievements. If Jungkook were to receive such an honor, it would signal MAMA's willingness to adapt to the evolving realities of K-pop, where solo careers are becoming as vital as group activities. Moreover, the symbolism of MAMA extends beyond the award itself. It is a recognition from an institution that has historically played a key role in validating K-pop's mainstream status. For Jungkook, receiving an award at Mama would not just be about personal accomplishment, but about reinforcing the narrative that he stands at the forefront of K-pop's global expansion. Timing plays a crucial role in award recognition, and 2025 appears to be an especially fitting year for Jungkook to receive such acknowledgement. Several factors converge to make this moment particularly significant. First, the global music industry has reached a stage where the international acceptance of K-pop is no longer in question. Artists like Jungkook are not seen as exceptions, but as central figures shaping pop culture. By 2025, Jungkook's track record of international collaborations, chart performance, and media visibility provides ample evidence of his influence. Second, BTS's collective activities remain on a temporary hiatus due to military service obligations, placing greater focus on solo endeavors. This creates a unique context where Jungkook's individual achievements are more visible and easier to highlight without overshadowing group dynamics. An award at this juncture would recognize his contributions while respecting the group's overall legacy. Third, the cultural momentum around Jungkook continues to grow. His appearances at international events, brand endorsements, and media coverage all keep his name at the forefront of conversations. In a year when Mama seeks to reflect global relevance, awarding Jungkook would align perfectly with its mission. Finally, the emotional resonance of 2025 cannot be ignored. Fans have supported Jungkook for years, watching him evolve from a shy teenager into a confident global star. An award at this moment would feel like a culmination of that journey, not just for him, but for those who have followed every step. While awards are often measured in terms of industry impact, they also carry emotional weight, and Jungkook's potential win would be deeply meaningful on both counts. Should Jungkook receive a 2025 Mama Award, the implications would extend far beyond the ceremony itself. For the K-pop industry, it would mark a shift in how solo activities are valued. Historically, K-pop has been group-centric, with individual recognition often secondary. Jungkook's win would validate solo careers as legitimate and powerful contributors to the global music scene. For BTS, it would reinforce their dual legacy as both a group and as individuals. Each member has pursued unique artistic paths, but Jungkook's recognition at Mama would underscore the fact that BTS is not just 7 members together. It is 7 artists capable of making independent marks on the world stage. For fans, it would be a moment of collective pride. Supporters who have streamed his songs, attended his performances, and defended his artistry online would see their efforts reflected in a major accolade. In the ecosystem of K-pop fandom, where fan dedication is integral to an artist's success, this recognition would feel like a shared victory on a global scale. It would also signal a redefinition of what international stardom looks like. Jungkook's win would challenge lingering stereotypes about K-pop idols, emphasizing that they are not confined to niche audiences, but are competitive with mainstream Western artists in every sense. It would highlight the idea that language, culture, and geography are no longer barriers to global impact. Jungkook's voice is often described as smooth yet powerful, capable of carrying both high-energy pop anthems and stripped-down ballads. His technical control allows him to navigate difficult melodies with ease, but what resonates most with listeners is the emotional depth he brings to his performances. Take, for example, his live renditions of Still With You, a self-produced track released on SoundCloud. Though not a commercial single, it became a fan favorite for its sincerity and intimacy. The song's raw emotion revealed Jungkook's ability to move audiences beyond the polished stages of award shows and concert arenas. This capacity to balance technical skill with emotional resonance is a hallmark of his artistry and a reason why he stands out among peers. Dance has always been central to K-pop, and Jungkook's contributions in this area are widely recognized. His movements combine precision with fluidity, and he often adapts his style to suit the mood of each song. Unlike some performers who treat choreography as mere execution, Jungkook uses dance as a form of storytelling, infusing it with intention and emotional context. In his solo performances at award shows, this quality becomes especially visible. Whether delivering intricate choreography or more understated movements, he commands attention with an authenticity that elevates the performance beyond mere spectacle. For Mama, which places heavy emphasis on live stages, this is particularly significant. The ceremony is not just about awarding artists, but about showcasing their performance abilities, and Jungkook's reputation as a consummate stage artist strengthens his candidacy. Though often recognized for his voice and dance, Jungkook has also contributed to BTS's discography as a songwriter and producer. His involvement in tracks such as Magic Shop and Your Eyes Tell highlights his growing role behind the scenes. In the context of his solo work, his creative input has expanded further, with a focus on shaping the sound and narrative of his music. This behind-the-scenes participation underscores an important point. Jungkook is not just an interpreter of music created for him, but an active contributor to the artistic process. For award committees and industry observers, this adds weight to his candidacy, as artistry is increasingly measured by more than just vocal delivery or stage presence. K-pop's globalization is often attributed to the collective success of BTS, but Jungkook's solo career demonstrates how individual members can amplify this reach in unique ways. His appeal operates at multiple levels: cultural, linguistic, and generational, making him one of the most effective cross-cultural ambassadors in contemporary music. Unlike many idols who primarily perform in Korean, Jungkook has shown a consistent willingness to engage with English-language music. His fluency in delivering English lyrics without compromising vocal quality has been a major factor in his success on international charts. Songs like 7 and 3D positioned him as not just a Korean artist making waves abroad, but as a global artist competing directly within Western markets. This linguistic accessibility expands his reach beyond traditional K-pop fandoms. While many international fans are accustomed to enjoying music in languages they do not understand, the ability to deliver songs in English reduces barriers and broadens his audience base. Jungkook also occupies a unique position in terms of generational appeal. As a millennial Gen Z bridge, he resonates with younger audiences through his online presence, social media engagement, and cultural relatability. At the same time, his professionalism and consistent work ethic make him respected by older demographics who view him as a serious artist. This dual appeal allows him to transcend generational divides in ways few performers can. Beyond music, Jungkook's influence extends into fashion and branding, most notably through his partnership with Calvin Klein. His campaigns for the brand generated massive engagement, often trending globally within hours of release. The partnership highlighted not only his visual appeal but also his ability to represent international brands with authenticity for award shows like Mama, which thrive on global visibility and industry partnerships. Jungkook's cross-sector influence strengthens the case for recognition. His ability to bridge music, fashion, and cultural discourse makes him a symbol of K-pop's expansive reach. While artistry and influence are critical, award outcomes often involve behind-the-scenes dynamics that reflect broader industry considerations. Mama, like many music awards ceremonies, balances multiple factors when selecting winners: artistic merit, commercial success, audience voting, and industry partnerships. Mama is unique in its integration of fan voting as part of the selection process. Jungkook's massive fandom, known for its coordinated efforts, provides him with a significant advantage. Historically, BTS fans have demonstrated their ability to mobilize on digital platforms, often dominating global voting events. For Jungkook, this fan-driven strength ensures that he remains a top contender in categories where votes matter. Award shows are not immune to industry politics. Labels, agencies, and sponsors often have vested interests in outcomes. In Jungkook's case, his association with HYBE, one of the most powerful entertainment companies in South Korea, provides him with institutional support. HYBE's global networks and influence likely enhanced Jungkook's visibility within industry discussions surrounding awards. At the same time, Mama has an interest in maintaining credibility and global relevance. Awarding Jungkook would serve both purposes, aligning with industry momentum while also validating fan expectations and international recognition. Mama is as much a performance showcase as it is an award ceremony. Artists often deliver some of their most iconic live stages at the event, and performances can influence perceptions of deservingness. Jungkook's reputation as a standout performer means that if he participates in Mama 2025, his stage could become a deciding factor in securing recognition. A memorable performance, amplified by global streaming and social media sharing, could tilt the scales further in his favor. Taking these factors together, artistry, global reach, and award show dynamics, Jungkook's recognition at the 2025 Mama Awards feels almost inevitable. His career trajectory aligns perfectly with the values Mama seeks to highlight: musical excellence, global influence, and fan-driven popularity. Moreover, the timing within BTS's group hiatus and the broader expansion of K-pop as a global phenomenon makes 2025 a particularly fitting year for this acknowledgement. If Jungkook does receive a Mama Award, it will not merely be a reflection of his solo success, but a broader validation of how far K-pop has come in reshaping the global music industry. It will signify that the era of group-only recognition is giving way to a new phase where individual artistry is equally celebrated, and where performers like Jungkook are positioned not as exceptions, but as leaders of a new global standard.